The only way to stop modelers sounding fake is to get rid of it and get a proper valve amp. Yes, they can be made to sound nice on YouTube, but that's all fake. The exact same way that AI cannot produce a real photo or real video or real anything, modelers cannot produce a real, true, organic sound. You instantly see and hear the truth when you are in the same room as them. I've had them all. Dead, sterile, synthetic, and lifeless.
So the other day I posted a video about how you can get close to a real amp sound with your modeler, and the comment you just heard was under that video. And most people found that video super helpful. It did super well, but it sparked a couple comments in the comment section that were just absolute head shakers to me. And to me, they show something. This is not your typical digital versus analog kind of debate you always have going on in the guitar world. This shows like a bigger underlying problem, and it's something that I have observed for a couple months now. It has happened to me in the real world and on the internet. Guitar playing has become guitar talking. Most guitar players do not play a lot, they just talk a lot. And guitar playing and guitar in general on the internet and in the real world has become a TV show of bad hot takes. And of course, as is the most prevalent sign of the time in society right now, we have to make it a culture war. We have to make it a two-sided thing. We have to make it, you're a modeler person or you're a real amp person. And I think that is incredibly stupid. So grab a coffee because I'm gonna make a couple points here. So this comment I just read out to you is something that happens on the internet all the time, right? But I experienced that in the real world as well. A couple weeks back, let me tell you, I was at Guitar Summit. Guitar Summit is the biggest guitar show in Europe. And of course, there's fans there. I'm signing things. I'm doing photos with fans. It's all good. We have a nice time. It's fine. But I'm also getting approached by one particular person, and the conversation goes like this.
Hey man, I love your playing, I love your music, but man, the only thing that's holding you back now from being one of the greats is just you need to stop playing modelers. I hate these things, hate them with a passion, and your playing deserves better.
You know what I can't stand? It's the fact that there's even two sides to this. I love amps, I love the modelers too. If you want to categorize me as a player. I pick these up and I find it inspiring and I create something and I try to make it enjoyable and audible for you, either on the internet or live on stage. Which is, by the way, exactly why these were created, because you should play them, create something, compose something, and make that audible for other listeners. And if somehow people in the guitar community find that approach appalling because I'm not playing the type of gear that they in their basement think is right, then it's not the modelers that suck. It's your attitude that sucks. And that, by the way, is a total amateur attitude. Basement players have strong opinions. Pro players have strong curiosity. Let me tell you what I mean. These kinds of strong opinions only appear in the world of bedroom players. When I'm talking to other pros and I'm saying, hey, I'm using this setup right now and it's the Fractal and it's this and that and such, the other pro player usually goes, oh, wow, you found a way to do that? Nice. How can I do that? Do you think I should try this? Because there's curiosity. Because pro players, established players who are accomplished always are interested in leveling up their skills, in trying to get better, in getting a better setup, in improving. And then there's the other side of players who just, like to bitch about stuff. And when you listen to arguments like these, you can easily tell the one from the other. The stronger a guitarist's opinion is, as a rule of thumb, the more trouble he's going to have playing a G major 7.
Who TF plugs a telly into a diesel? A metal amp needs a guitar with humbuckers in it.
This guy, I do that. And you know why? Because it sounds incredible. And, screw the rules, right? It just sounds super good. And chances are, you've liked the video where I played a telly through a diesel, because I oftentimes do that. So if you think that's wrong, joke's on you. So let me ask you this. When the first guitar player on Earth overloaded the signal in his Marshall Plexi and finally got some distortion, he shouldn't have done that, right? Because that's not the way it was supposed to be done, right? That's the second type of guitar player that just talks too much and plays too little. Like there are strict rules to how you should play guitar, and you should pluck your Les Paul into a Marshall because everything else is not rock and roll. Even saying that would be the most un-rock and roll things ever, because rock and roll is about breaking the rules, creativity is about breaking the rules and doing something new. So instead of asking who would ever plug a Tele into a diesel VH4, you should be asking, why has nobody done that before? Because it actually sounds interesting. Whether you like that sound or not is a totally different question, and you have every right to not like my guitar tone and just move on to some other YouTuber, that's fine. But as a guitar player, you should actually start and embrace creativity and leave the historian kind of traditionalism behind a little bit. Because if we're not evolving as guitar players, what the hell are we even doing? You want every band to sound like Led Zeppelin? That's fine. Go back and listen to Led Zeppelin. I love Led Zeppelin. I worship Led Zeppelin. But when I'm playing guitar, I'm doing something different because I'm not Jimmy Page. I am Joey Jones, and therefore I have to come up with something new. So again, too much talk about what people should and should not be doing. What guitar players actually should be doing instead of talking all that much and spilling their opinions everywhere is to grab this kind of guitar, play a little, have some fun, maybe try and improve one of the skills you need to have to be a good guitar player. Grab a course if you want to that helps you improving your guitar skills. You can, by the way, get the Melodic Soloing course for a great discount right now. Check it out in the description. But YouTube is an endless source of inspiration. And instead of going on there, denying all the inspiration that's on there and saying, no, this should be different. You know, you should sound different. You should plug into something else. Is just the worst attitude to actually progress and move forward.
When you were playing and recording with your Kemper, it never sounded fake. Most listeners thought you were miking an amp.
Yeah, that's my favorite type of guitar player out there. The ones who think that back in the day, everything was just better. I've been on social media for around 4 years now, but apparently that's long enough to already have a back in the day you sounded much better kind of era. So first of all, I sound exactly the same. If I hadn't told you I'm not using a Kemper anymore and I'm using a Fractal now, you would have never noticed. And if you think otherwise, you're lying to yourself. Because everybody's listening with their eyes before they listen with their ears. That's just a normal human thing. And because you know I'm playing something else, you're looking for a difference. But in fact, you're still getting the raw, British, high-gain sound that they're used to when you're listening to me. So that already is something where we're kidding ourselves. We're kidding ourselves that back in the day, the gear was better, our gear choices were better, and today everything's just getting worse and worse and worse. The opposite is the case. Tone through modelers has gotten so much better overall. Almost everybody today is capable of getting a good guitar sound. The days of horrible guitar sounds are luckily over. So saying that back in the day we had the better sounds and nowadays everything's just, not sounding as good anymore, that's from people who don't play enough and talk too much. I promise. What do you think about this? Is this a bigger problem we have in the guitar community, that we act like historians and really worship the old days when in fact the world nowadays in guitar land is just so much better? You have so much more possibilities. Let me know in the comments. This is really something that has been rubbing me the wrong way because there's so much opinions out there and so little playing. And for some reason, the strongest opinions always come from a direction where I see the least creativity, the least riffs, the least melodic soloing. It's just all talk. It's just No playing. Anyway, I'm gonna go play guitar now. See you in the next one.